Hey everybody, it's Randy from One Up Racing, and today I'm excited to introduce our new DirectHex Hub Axles for the Team Associated TC8. And these are a direct replacement for the factory clamping hex hubs, available in 4mm, 5mm, and 6mm. And the 6mm offset is actually particularly useful with the VTA tires that have a wider wheel. You can run these, won't have to use any wheel spacers. Today we're going to be installing the 4mm versions, just a direct replacement for the kit hexes. And as you can see, included with these, we have a pack of 4 O-rings. We have 2 bearings, and these are 6x10x3s. These are actually going to replace your kit 5x10x3s. And then you get a pair of our DirectHex Hub Axles. And as you can see, this is actually going to replace or eliminate the crush spacer and use just a built-in hub adapter right there. So we'll take a look at how these go on. Start off by removing our kit 4mm hex, and then we're going to need to save the pin. So we're going to use the factory pin there. We'll pull this out, pop out our outer bearing, work on that crush spacer. There we go. And our inner crush spacer there. So these 2 parts from your kit will no longer be needed. Your outer bearing, which gives you a nice spare for the inner bearing, and then that crush spacer. Now what we're going to do is pop on our 6x10x3 outer bearing. Then the hex goes right on, just like that, and that's actually a really nice fit. We worked really hard to get perfect tolerances on these. And then you'll notice that we have our 1-up arrow engraved, as well as the hex width there. So again, this is a 4mm. And again, with our stock axle pin, we'll pop that right in, right above the arrow or at the 4, it doesn't matter. Those are just marking where the pin should slide through. And then you can see the pin's gonna press right in there. And I'll use just the back side of a knife to make sure that's seated. Again, we made sure these were nice and tight. We're trying to eliminate all the play out there. So, got that on. Now we'll take our O-rings here. And since these are unique parts, you're not going to have them in your toolbox. We actually included 4. You'll only need 2, but we included 2 extras. And that O-ring is going to slide right on like that. So now we have a captured pin. Everything is together. Very little slop. We actually used a very tight ABEC tolerance on those outer bearings to remove more slop, and then trying to work right down to the 100th of a millimeter on our tolerances for that barrel that slides over the axle and into the bearings. So this is a nice tight fit there. Rather than the clamping style hex, as these clamp, it actually deforms the hex a slight bit. So eliminating that clamping portion, especially on the thinner hexes, is going to keep those running perfectly true, and everything will stay perfect there. Another upcoming part that we have is our Pro Duty titanium pillow ball nuts. And these are coming out probably late September. And it's a direct replacement for your stock pivot ball nut. One pretty important update that we made is we went to a 3mm hex up from the kit's 2.5mm hex. So now we can pass our 2mm wrench through that, which gives us access to our pillow ball. And we can make adjustments to track width if needed without having to remove that hub, which is really nice. I also like having this assembly off of the car because it allows us to really fine-tune the fit. So we'll pop our pillow ball back in. We use that stock little plastic bushing that Associated provides with your kit. Okay. And tighten that to just about snug, and then we'll start backing it off until our pillow ball is really free. So what we're going for here is a very free movement without any play in that hub. And these make it much easier to achieve that since the assembly's off the car. You can just feel it in your hand here. So I have no play, but it's still just a touch snug. I'm gonna take a little bit more out of that. Yeah, that's feeling actually really good. You notice that I don't have it so free that it drops under its own weight, but there is no resistance on that and no play either. So we're eliminating a good amount of play with our pivot ball nut and then our new DirectHex Hub Axles. I think you guys are gonna love them. So we've got that all together. Our new pillow ball nuts, again, coming late September, and then our DirectHex Hub Axles, which are now available. Removing some excess play from the outer hubs in your Team Associated TC8, as well as keeping that hex super true. You're never gonna have warping issues with these. Check us out at pickoneup.com, and remember to pick one up for every build. Thanks for watching.